Now, this one, this Iron Man Magenta, I bet you want to know right now what is in this box and also this bubble mailer from SGC. What we have here is a 25 card T206 polar bear order. In this order, there were 17 Hall of Famers for my set and then another 8 cards thrown in. I have only peeked at a couple of the grades. There was one card I was really looking forward to. That was my Frank Chance. But before we begin and diving into these cards, my name is Chris. Welcome back to my channel. You can find me on X, Instagram, TikTok as at CRT_sportscards. But let's go ahead and dive in right now. I have no idea what order these cards are going to come in. Some of these Hall of Famers I sent in were a little better than others. Some were awful. You'll see my Jake Beckley here in a second. But let's take a look at what these cards are from this order. So first up we have Roger Bresnahan coming back as a SGC 1. The biggest opportunity on this card is at the bottom right by the back, completely creased from left to right. Top left corner is rough and then a little bit of a tear, it looks like right above his hat. But I think an appropriate SGC 1. Second here we have Chief Bender. Pitching, of course, no trees, also in an SGC 1. Now, when you first take a look at this Bender, you may say, that's not really a 1. That should maybe be a 1.5 or a 2. But when you really look at the card, you see the 4 crease marks. There's one that goes right above his head, a little bit of a color loss in the sky, one through his face, then one going downward through the belt, and then between the two that go through the blue sky, there's a smaller one. So this card will present very, very well, although it is definitely an SGC 1. But now let's dive into the bigger part of the box, the other 23 cards for my order. Okay. And my favorite card is on top, so there'll be very little suspense here on the Frank Chance. If I could only figure out how to do these rubber bands. Okay. Let's get rid of the plastic sleeve here. First up, we have very, very happy with this grade. This is, in my opinion, a home run when I bought this card. And if you've not watched my videos about the significance of the Frank Chance T206 polar bear card, I highly recommend you go back and watch those several videos around this card. But this is the card that I won, or that I didn't win, but the person who won the auction for reached out to me. This is the SGC 3 now, Frank Chance T206 polar bear. So very, very happy to have this one in a 3. No need to upgrade this any further. This card is just, in my opinion, wonderful. Bits of tobacco on it. You've got the red in the lips, and you also have that orange to yellow transition, which is very hard to find in lower grade Frank Chance polar bears. So very happy with this one, coming back a 3. Now, next up, I'm actually a little shocked by this one. This is one of my worst looking Hall of Famers. This is Jake Beckley. I don't have any clue how this made it back as a 1. I thought if any of these cards I sent in for grading, this would be an A grade, but no, they deemed it a 1. So this is horrendous. I need to upgrade it soon, but hey, I'll take it. It's a 1. Next one is a card I recently purchased on eBay. This is Lufine Portrait. This is just a 1, so didn't really make the best purchase on eBay, as I probably could have just let it go raw. But obviously the name missing, this was a gamble for me. But hey, it's a 1, I'll sell it here in the near future. This one, though, is from my actual set. This is Lufine as a 3 grade, so very happy to have another SGC 3 for my set. As you know, my goal is to have an SGC 3 and above set, minus, of course, Demet and O'Hara. But this one overall, even though it has severely rounded edges, presents very well. I love the centering of it, and the back to me is also very, very clean. So very happy with this Lufine as a 3. And now another one from my actual T206 polar bear set is this Josh Clark. Comes back a 3 as well, so very happy again with this one. I wasn't sure how they were going to grade me on the color missing of the red right there, right center. But hey, very, very happy with a 3 on this Josh Clark. And now another one that I purchased recently on eBay to send to SGC for grading was this Otto Kruger. Comes back a 1.5. I didn't think he was going to be 3 at all. I was hoping for maybe a 2, but hey, you know what? It still presents very well outside of the white on his face. But hey, you win some, you lose some when you buy them on eBay to then get graded. And then we have another eBay purchase. We have this Wildfire Schultz. I bought this specifically because this is a lower population count polar bear. And anytime to pick up one of these, I will. Obviously, significant creasing on the front. Really no surprise, in my opinion, that this is a 1. This is just a buy and hold card for the long term. And then we've got Arlie Latham. This is another card I purchased from the seller who had that Frank Chance. This came from that Ohio auctions lot. Very, very happy with this raw card purchase. Coming back a 3. I think it's centered extremely well. The back is perfect, although, you know, the back isn't, you know, centered. But from a polar bear perspective, it's very, very dark blue. So very happy with that. Latham coming back a 3. Now, along with that Latham, I also picked up Fred Snodgrass from the same seller, and the next card as well is from that seller. But hey, another win here, SGC 3. This one maybe is a touch below what I would think a 3 would look like, although it does have some heavy staining from the tobacco, but overall, very, very nice. Just not the best centering, in my opinion, but overall, happy with that number on the flip, even though in reality, you want to buy the card, you don't want to buy the grade. But from a grading result perspective, very happy, because also this Admiral Schley came back a 3 as well. So every single card that I purchased from that seller for that Ohio auctions lot, every one of these came back a 3. So very, very happy with this Admiral Schley coming back as well. And then from there, we just move into pure Hall of Famers for my set. This now means every single one of my Hall of Famers is graded from either SGC or PSA, mainly SGC. I've got a couple of PSA ones I may convert over, just don't know if I want to spend the money to just get them in a new slab. But hey, if I want to be uniform, I definitely need to do that conversion. But first up, from a Hall of Fame perspective, we have John McGraw. And look, very deserving of a grade, very deserving of an SGC 1. Significant creasing across the card, but hey, it's centered well. The face looks great, the back looks great in my opinion, so not too bad, not too disappointed with a 1 on that McGraw. Now, this one, this Iron Man McGinty, you may have already seen the grade a second ago. This one surprised me, and I'm not going to tell you why it surprised me. Hit that subscribe button, because I'm going to do a full video on this card, because this was in a prior SGC slab before I sent it off for grading. But the highest graded card in my order is this Iron Man McGinty coming back in SGC 4. As you can tell, that front of the card is beautiful in my opinion. The back, off-centered completely, but the front of that card to me is fantastic. So hit that subscribe button so you're notified when I release my full video over discussing my Iron Man McGinty card. Next up, we have the first ever card I purchased raw of the Big 5, the very first Hall of Fame class. It's also why Christy Mathewson is on my arm. This is one that I wanted to keep raw, but I felt it just needed, from a preservation perspective, to get it graded. And so no real surprise here for it to be a 1. I'm happy it's a 1. I would not be disappointed if I saw it come back in an A. There's significant wear there on the side, maybe from rubber band. But overall, this Mathewson, in my opinion, presents very well, has a lot of character to it, has a lot of story to tell about its life. But very happy to have this one come back as a 1. I paid many years ago, I paid $255 for this one. So I feel like that was a really good purchase. And now next up, we have Rube Marquard, follow-through variation in Polar Bear. Obviously, his only one in Polar Bear. But this comes back in SGC 2. Some very nice staining on the front, obviously the creasing on the top left, but overall very happy to have this come back as a 2, because most of my Hall of Famers, I was always buying them on a budget. I was keeping them as low grade as possible, so I don't have very many hopes or very many wishes around any of these coming back at 3 or 4, because I purposely bought my Hall of Famers on the cheap to complete the set versus having the highest grade or the best looking cards overall. My only real goal was to have a clean back set. That's where you'll find most of my, if not all of my polar bears, have a very, very dark blue and 0 paper loss back. Now as we get into Huey Jennings, this is a card again with a ton of love, a ton of character, significantly creased left to right, up and down, but hey, it's a 1. It's obviously not been altered in any way, but you know, the image is a little dull in my opinion, but overall just a really cool one for the set as a 1. And then his partner, of course, Huey Jennings, one hand showing. This was one of my first, not this actual card, but Huey Jennings one hand showing was my second ever T206 Hall of Fame purchase. I sold that card many years ago. It was not in a polar bear variation, but this one again here, significant wear on all the corners, significant creasing as a 1. So one hand, two hand, both have an SGC 1. So can't be disappointed with either of those 2 grades. Then we have, what do we have here? We have Hugh Duffy. We have this in SGC 1. I'm a little actually surprised by this one when I look at it just on video right now and looking at it, you know, not under magnification, but I thought this one may come back a little bit better than a 1. It's a 1, so you win some, you lose some, as I said earlier, so hey, it presents very well, and you know my love and affection for SGC 1, so can never be disappointed with a 1. Okay, now we have Sam Crawford. This one you're going to say is in worse condition than my Hugh Duffy, but with a higher grade. So this is Sam Crawford in a 1.5. Obviously, creasing left to right, corners are rough. But hey, it's better than a 1, so I guess you would say it's worth a little bit more money. But hey, it's, you know, I would pick this Hugh Duffy every day of the week over this Sam Crawford. So here again, buy the card, don't buy the grade. But hey, then we get into Vic Willis. This one, again here, you'll see significant creasing all over the card, but this is an SGC 1. And, you know, I struggle to, at times, understand how the Sam Crawford can be a 1.5, and yet the Vic Willis, which I feel is maybe equivalent or maybe even a step up, could be a 1. So, you know, the judge of the cards, it is what it is, but hey, it's a 1. Oh, this one's nice. Here we go. Vic Willis. This is the with bat. This one actually surprising. This is an SGC 3. So I got one more 3 out of the order, I think, for now. But, you know, the centering on the card, obviously it's not really a factor in some grade this low, but hey, you know, it's a 3, pretty clear, pretty clean front, pretty clean back overall, but hey, I'll take it as a 3. Okay, this one's intriguing. So we have Zach Wheat. This one comes back an A grade for authentic but altered, and so I knew there were a pinhole in the front or right above his head, but little surprised this one came back as altered. I would have to dig in more to maybe why it's altered or what they considered to be altered or how it was altered basically. But hey, this is a, you know, lower population count T206 polar bear, so I'll take it, but obviously looking to upgrade it here in the, you know, near future. And now with just 2 cards remaining, we have, next up is Joe Tinker, another card with significant wear. At one time it was folded in half, it looks like, but this is an SGC 1, really rough bottom left corner. You know, of course the creasing significant, but You know, the back there, again, the back in my opinion is very clean. No paper loss. The dark blue polar bear back, but overall, bat on shoulder, SGC 1 for the set. And then the last Hall of Famer we have is Joe McGraw. And this one, again, has significant wear. This is an SGC 1. There is a tear across the left of the card. Top left corner has been pushed back or bent back, basically. But the image of the card, the face, all very much intact. So this is just another one overall. So in complete honesty, I think the grading was kind of where they deserved to be at. So many of my Hall of Famers are low grade. So many of my Hall of Famers I spent little to no money on because I was looking to just complete this set. So I'm not too disappointed, but this is a great way for me to now level set all of my Hall of Famers and then start that upgrade now that I know what they're all graded by SGC. So I'm curious in the comments below, which card was your favorite? Was it the Frank Chance? Was it the Joe Tinker? Or maybe it was another card altogether. What was your favorite card? So leave a comment below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and as well, hit that subscribe button.